Hi Flosstube! Welcome back. This is episode 18 of Cats in Horror and Stitching. I'm Caitlin, my pronouns are she, her, and there goes my phone. We'll ignore that. So welcome back. What I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by spam on my phone was it is September 10th today, and that means it has been almost exactly a year since I started this Flosstube. My first episode aired on September 14th, 2022. So this is as close as you're gonna get because I'm filming today, Sunday, and I'm not gonna film later in the week. But yes, so one whole year of Flosstube, 17 episodes, a couple of extra Flosstube extras, and lots of ideas for the future, so we'll see what's to come. Thank you to everybody who has watched me and subscribed and made comments and likes, and everyone who's gone and followed me then on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Cats and Horror and Stitching, and as always I will post that down here in the information box. But yeah, a whole year. I can't believe I actually made it. I have a bit of a problem with starting things and then not following through. But this has been fun. I really enjoy it. The Flosstube community is amazing, which everybody that's part of it pretty much knows. I've made lots of great friends. I went to my first Stitch North, so my first, well, not just my first Stitch North, my first cross-stitch retreat ever. Had an absolute blast, and there's been highs and lows this year, you know, kittens, new kittens, and the loss of Penny and the loss of my dog Fozzie. But yeah, it's been a pretty great year nonetheless, and I've gotten a lot done, and I have a lot more to do, and lots of plans and lots of ideas, and let's hope for another year of Flosstube. So anyways, I have some stuff to show you. I have a new start, no finishes. Oh, no, that's not true. I do have a finish. It's just not a cross-stitch finish, so I will show you that after I finish cross-stitch. So I do have a new start. I have some whips. I haven't worked a ton on cross-stitch. I've been working on the same couple of projects over the last 2 weeks, so let's get into that. So as you'll hear on the floor, the kittens are playing. So, but this time, silence. No crying from Simba. He does still occasionally cry to go out. We've had 2 escape attempts. Both times I've caught him. I still don't know whether he's going to be permanently an indoor cat, but I'm going away in a couple of weeks, and at least until I get back from my vacation, I want to keep him inside just for safety for now. Yeah, anyways, another tangent there. But let's start with some cross-stitch. So I talked the last few episodes about we are doing for Meg the TheWitchyStitcher, we're doing the Stitchy for Witchy and also the Stitchy Witcher-a-thon. So lots of Flosstubers and Instagrammers are working on this right now. It is still ongoing, and it's the same thing with our Stitch for State, with our, I'm too excited that I'm getting flustered, and that is very annoying kitten. Mitten over here playing. Getting very flustered. The Stitch for Sage hashtag is also ongoing, as well as Stitchy for Witchy. Both of these amazing cross-stitch designers and amazing people are still struggling with their cancer diagnosis and fighting the good fight. So we want to be there for them. So yeah, you can stop by their shops, pick up a new pattern. They have more than just patterns in both of their shops. If you already have tons of their patterns and you want to hop on and join in supporting them, the hashtags are Stitchy for Witchy, Stitchy Witcher-a-thon, and Stitchy for Witchy, Witchy Stitcher-a-thon, and Stitch for Sage on Instagram. So, and if you check out any of those hashtags, you can see so many amazing patterns, and it will probably convince you to go and buy more patterns you don't actually need, like I did. But anyways, I did start something new. This was a start, I believe I started it last week. So this is a TheWitchyStitcher piece. This is one of the ones I purchased back when we first decided to start the Stitchy for Witchy. So this is Horror, Sweet Horror. Finally got it printed out so I could actually see it. And finally managed to make a trip to Michael's because I wanted to start this a couple weeks ago and I had almost none of the flosses I needed. So anyways, I've been working on this a lot this weekend. Here we go. I did run out of 310. I didn't buy any 310 because I assumed I had a lot, because it seems like I am always buying more 310, but I can't find any. So this was the last of what I could find. I go through a lot of 310, and I think everybody else goes through a lot of 310. I should probably invest in a Cone of Doom, but for now I will just continue my bi-weekly pilgrimages to Michael's for more floss. But anyways, once again, this seems a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be, which is good because it will be fast. There is a lot of different colors in the house. And so last night I started the beginning of the chimney. This is the Amityville house, in case you're not aware of that. And yeah, so this is coming along really well. This is a piece of Picture This Plus fabric. It is a 16 count Aida called Haunted, and I got it from 123 Stitch. Obviously a much bigger piece. Oops, there's a whole bunch of thread. Much bigger piece than I'm going to need for this project. But that's okay, I really like this color, so I will more than likely use it again. Yeah, so if I go out today, I will probably get some more 310 so I can continue working on this. Before I started this though, last week, I spent a significant amount of my time over the last 2 weeks getting caught up on the latest SAL I am a part of, which is the Anne of Green Gables SAL. That is by, on Instagram, it's by the Stitching Book Club. They have another name for their Etsy shop, and I will link it down below. This started mid-August, and the second part of the SAL has already dropped, which I have not started yet because I was just getting caught up with the first. So yeah, this is on a piece of yellow Aida that I got from Millions of Stitches, which is a shop on Etsy. And yeah, this is the first drop for the SAL. It is almost completely done. Let me get a little bit closer to my camera here. It is almost completely done. I haven't done the back stitching, so these little flowers here, there's some light green in between the flowers, and there's also a few of those little pink flowers around and of that I haven't done. But otherwise, the first part is essentially done. The second part is going to take a lot. I already saw a picture of it. Let me just see if I can find that. Hold that thought. Okay, so the second part dropped, and this is it. So all down here, oops, and then Anne herself with all of these flowers. So it is pretty stitch heavy, so I'm going to have to get working on that. But I really wanted to at least catch up to the beginning, and I might go back later and do, showing you the wrong thing. I might go back later at the end and do all the back stitching. I'm not a huge fan of back stitching, so I probably should do it as each block gets dropped, but since I'm already a little bit behind, I'm probably just going to wait. Unfortunately, I still have not been watching Anne of Green Gables while I stitch this. The whole point of the Stitching Book Club is to listen, I guess, to the audiobook. But I don't have an audiobook for Anne. I have read the books many times, and I was hoping to watch the movies, but I have yet to meet up with my friend and get her DVDs. So I will do that though. But until then, this was a very enjoyable stitch. I love the colors, it's very pretty, and I'm going to start the next bit. So that is what I spent most of my time over the last 2 weeks on. I did do a little more stitchy for Witchy in the form of my trick or treat crew. I think this has been a little bit more than last time. If it hasn't, I'm sorry. I added a little bit of color. Not very exciting, I know, but I wanted to get the other one started and worked on, so maybe I'll work on this a bit more today. We'll see. This was another one. I have most of the colors, but one of the main colors I had to go get, so I did get it when I got everything for Horror Sweet Horror, so I'll be able to work on this some more. This is another one that is from 123 Stitch. It's another Picture This Plus, and the sticker came off, so I don't know what color it is. Sorry. And that is it. That is it for cross stitch. It felt like I did a lot of cross stitching, but it was mainly on my Anne of Green Gables piece, so that took up a lot of time. A lot of my evenings just trying to get caught up with that. So yeah. Oh, we got a visitor. But anyways, so that's it for the cross stitching. I don't really have any big plans, hey Katie, other than to hopefully keep on top of the Anne of Green Gables Sal and work more on Stitchy for Witchy and maybe get back into Stitch for Sage as well, because it is spooky season, it is September, and yeah, that's about it. But I do have something to show you. I am going to insert a clip right now so you can see. She's done. "10 squares by 10 squares. Okay, hopefully inserting the clip went well, and you just saw that I finished my blanket, my crochet blanket, my granny square blanket. Okay, I say finished. I still have to weave in all the ends because I waited till the end to do the ends. I should have been doing them a little bit at a time, but essentially it is done. The blanket is done. I've been doing a few ends every day and hopefully get that done. So I'm really happy. That's the first crochet piece I've ever finished. It's really soft and I'm really looking forward to putting it on my bed. And I will grab a picture for you once it is completely finished with all the ends weaved in and washed and blocked and put on my bed for use. So now, because that project is done, of course, I have to start something new, and I did start something new. I told you the last time I was here that I started another Granny Square project. This one is for my best friend who is turning 40 in October. She wanted a blanket of her very own, so I told her to pick the color she wanted. She wanted blue teals, so I went to Michael's and scoured all the different types of yarn, and I sent her some pictures of a variety of different ones that I thought could work, and the one she picked was this giant, whoops, anniversary cake. So you can see it's already pretty empty because I have been doing quite a lot of crocheting with this. This is very different from my blanket. This is a lot thicker. This is a, let's see, what does it say on it? This is super bulky yarn. It's very soft. It cycles through a lot of different colors, blues and greens and teals and some white, and I think there's some kind of gray green in there. And I've made already quite a lot of granny squares for this one. My plan was not to actually work on this. I planned to work on this, but I warned my friend it would probably take me a really long time to finish. However, once I started working on it, my granny square blanket, I bought 3 small Karen cakes to make it, and then I got another 2 of the soft white for joining. So I basically just decided that I would make it as big as was allowed by the amount of yarn I had. So then once I was making it, I realized it was probably going to be a lap blanket. This is a bit different. I'm trying to make her a lap blanket. This is a lot bigger than mine. The squares, so I'll show you, this is one of the squares I've done. The squares are ending up a lot bigger than the granny squares from my blanket, but I'm not sure if this one is going to be enough to make a full lap blanket or not. So, but because it's an anniversary cake, it's not going to be one that I can go back and buy in, say, 6 months. So I've been trying to make them as fast as I can, as many as I can, just to get a good idea of whether this will actually be enough to make the full blanket for her. I think it will. I've made quite a few already. I'll show you. I've got a stack here. This is one stack. I have 2 other stacks like this to get about the same width of blanket, using these squares compared to my granny square blanket. For my lap blanket, it's 10 by 10. It's kind of a small lap blanket. This 7 squares gives me about the same width. So I've already, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've made 10 here. There is another, I think, 20 upstairs that I've made, and I still have quite a lot of yarn. I think it's going to be enough. My plan probably today or this week is to actually lay out all the squares that I've made, just to give me an idea of, should I take the chance and just continue with this, or should I go and buy another one of these? If I buy a second one, it could end up being a giant blanket, but I don't know. That's the thing. I really don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure there's a way to figure it out. I am not organized enough to do that. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants with this. But the colors are really beautiful. She's really, really happy with the colors she chose. The yarn is really soft, and I'm enjoying making more granny squares. So stay tuned to watch this giant ball disappear. And that's it. So yeah, this for my 1-year Flosstube-aversary. This is not a very exciting episode, but yeah, that's just life, right? I've got a lot of other things going on. So I've been saying every episode that I'm going to try and do every 2 weeks, and I did. This is 2 weeks from the last one. However, 2 weeks from now, there will not be an episode. Why? Because I'm going on vacation. My best friend, the one that I'm making this blanket for, she and I are going to Greece for 9 days. So I will be in Greece when I should have been filming my next episode. So sorry, not sorry. I'm really looking forward to it. It's 2 weeks away, and I can't actually believe that it's 2 weeks away. We started planning this last November or something like that. So yeah, so 2 weeks from now, I hopefully will be on beautiful beaches. Actually, no, I won't be on a beach. I will be landing in Athens 2 weeks from now. So wish me luck with that. And I will come back with lots of stories and try to post some pictures along the way. I am going to bring something craft related to work on while I'm on vacation. We plan on staying a lot, but I mean, we're gonna both want some downtime, plus there will be travel time. The flight is 7 hours or something like that. So I will more than likely bring a cross-stitch project and possibly even my crochet. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, so that's it. This is a really short episode, but like I said, I didn't have tons to show. My plans are just to continue with what I've been working on and have a nice vacation in a couple weeks. So the next time I see you, it will be October. It will be right in the heart of spooky season. I will have lots of stuff to talk about, I'm sure, with movies and costumes and all that stuff going on, and hopefully focusing more on a lot of my spooky cross-stitch projects. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for a year of Flosstube. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm going to continue. If there's anything you want to see me do or try or questions or whatever, drop me a comment down below. And have a great September, have a great fall, enjoy yourself, and keep stitching. Bye.